Microsoft Access, module number 2 with session number 2, Understanding Table Relationships. Okay, I opened up our ebook and then I flipped to the second page, session 2.2. So what we're going to do in this session is we're going to import some data. In our last ones, we did a copy and paste, kind of like a select all and then paste it. This time, we're not going to open up the files to hit copy. We're going to stay inside of Access and then import. We're also going to learn what is the data type gallery, and then we'll get to these other ones in the second video for this session. All right, let me go back to the table of contents, and then I'm going to flip on down to, let's find it. There we go, session 2, quick check, session 2, right there, our overview. Let me go ahead and open this up. Think again of those green cards as your flashcards. We're going to play quite a little bit with the relationship window, but that's going to be in our second video for this one because we have to get there first. We are going to then talk about, and this kind of looks like one of our data models, how we finally use those one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many tables by creating this little line right in here. That way we can pull a query from city. And so how many patients were in the city of Whitewater that had a walk-in of yes? Okay. Um, Let me close this one and proceed on. We need to talk a little bit about adding some new records, and that's what Donna would like us to do. She wants us to enter in these 4 new tables, and we want to learn this keyboard shortcut, which is the control plus your apostrophe. All right. Now, if by chance that you weren't able to keep going with that same file, you can log back into Canvas in our one-stop shop for Access module number 2. Click on the second tab over of task number 2, Learn. There is a file for end of module number 1, and then we need 3 more files that we're going to import from. So you need the invoices, which is an Excel file, the patient, which is a text file, and then the Taylor, which is also an Microsoft Access file. All right, I'm going to open mine up, and then we're going to go inside of the billing table, and we are going to enter in these 4 records. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to enter these in, so when I come right back, they will be available to us. I have the first 3 records now entered, and I'm on my 4th one. But when you are doing data entry and you would like the above, which would, and I'm on invoice item, lab work, to show up again in the field that you're currently on, but you don't feel like typing it in, you can use the keyboard shortcut of control plus the apostrophe. Let me get right on in there, control apostrophe, and it just automatically will come in. In Microsoft Excel, we have the autocorrect, so it can pick up these words above it. Microsoft Access doesn't have that, which I know sure is a bummer on that one. All right, I'm going to click down below this one. I'm going to make my fields just a little bit bigger. That way I can really see what's going on in here. And then we're going to enter in one more, which is 26501. Now watch my pencil. Okay, and then if I screw up on a date, it's going to let me know. That's the great thing about putting in the data types and then also adding properties on this one. And this one is office, whoops, if I spell it right, office visit. We would like the invoice to be paid, so I'm just going to put my space bar on that one. And I think that one is it. Okay. All right, we have 4 records. Sorry, we shouldn't have had that last one. 4 records entered. 2 of these are paid. Pencils are now all gone. I did change some of my structure, so it's going to ask me to save, and I'm going to say yes, and I closed it. All right, we would like now to get some more records in our billing table, but we would rather import them than actually type them all in. So I'm going to cruise over and find my files real quick. So I'm going to go and find my file. It's called Invoices Excel, and let's have this baby open up in here so you can see it. Now I'm not gonna copy and paste, but I want you to see it first. I think that's important to see and know where we're going from and to. So here's my lovely Excel, okay? And then if I go to the very top, I can hit Control Home, but I'm just scrolling so you can see how big this is. Okay, invoice num, visit ID, invoice date, invoice amount, and then invoice paid. True or false works as our yes or no. We would like to bring all these records in. Now, the field names, the actual field names in our design view have to be the same. No space in between here like the caption, okay? The field names have to be the same. So I'm going to close Excel. I'm back right here inside of my Access. With my billing table closed, I'm going to go up to my menu and click on External Data. Inside of here, we're going to say uh, Export, Import, New Data Source right in here. My mind was going like this. You're like, wait, why is she stopping? Import is in, export is out. I want to bring it in, so it's an import. Now, this is kind of fun. Look at all these different sources that you can bring things in from a file, from Excel, from a web design file, from an XML, from a text file, database, from Access, from, oh, look at that, SQL Server, online, right? Some of you might have heard of 365 Dynamics or Salesforce. This was my favorite. So OBDC is an open database connection, meaning I can connect access to my ERP system, which has all my tables for work, and then I can bring in any table I want to then manipulate it. It's so lovely. So we would like from Excel, I'm going to click on that. I'm going to browse to where I downloaded those files from Canvas. So this is in my download, and sure enough, there is my invoice one. I'm going to hit open. Okay, and now you have some choices to do. So you can import it into a new table. You can append it, which is what we want to do. So we're going to append it, and we're going to make sure it says the billing table. You can also then link it too, so that way when one change is made in the source, it's automatically makes a change in Access. All right, I'm going to hit OK, and it proofs it. It makes sure you don't see gibberish. So if we see gibberish in here, we know we didn't do anything right. This looks lovely. So I hit next. It double checks, like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do to the billing table? Absolutely. So then we click on finish. Now, sometimes, especially in accounting and in finance too, there are certain things that you do every single month or every single week. So if there is something you do constant, you can save your steps. We don't need to this time, so we're going to hit close. And it seems like absolutely nothing happened, but we're going to double click our billing table. And we went from the 4 that I entered all the way down to now 205 records. See how quick that is? That's the awesome part. All right, let's close that. Now the next part is we need a third table, but the third table is actually located in a different file. Now let's say we spent all this time modifying the design, putting tons of properties, and you don't want to start over again. You just want to bring that table from one Access file into another one. Okay, let's go take a look at this file. And this file is called, dun dun dun, it is support Taylor. So let me go find that one. I'm going to open up that Access file. Here it comes. I'm enabling it. This file, I look up on top, only has the one table. I'm going to double click. There are no records in it, but if I go to the design view, there are all of these fields in here, and there might be a heck of a lot more changes down below. So I just want to bring that in. Okay, back to Lakewood we go. All right, let's go up again to external data and then new data source. We're going to use from our database, which is access. I need to browse to wherever I find my tailor, and it's right there. I'm going to hit open. And then it says, what do you want to do again? Do you want to import or do you want to link? We'd like to import, so I hit OK. And then this crazy little window pops up. Now, if you had 32,000 objects, all of these other tabs would be populated, right? Because there's a lot of things going on. But we only have the one table. I sure wish Microsoft would have a little message up here that says, click to turn it tis blue. Once something is tis blue, that way it knows it's selected. And that happens a lot in a lot of Microsoft things. You know, you have to always tis blue. You have to turn it blue so it knows that's the one you're working on. Now, another crazy thing in here is that this all important button of options, you have to click on it, which I think it should be gone, and this screen should just always show up. But you have to tell it, what do you want to bring in? Do you want to bring in definitions and the data or definitions only? How do you want to import this? So we would like the patient table definition only, and then hit OK. Don't need to save it, so go ahead and hit close. And notice right over here now, finally we have our third table that shows up, which is patient. I double click it, right? I can look again at the design view if I want to. Okay, let's pause right here and then we're going to move on to the next video of adding the gallery.